Day 2 of our annual Rooster Road Trip found us putting eyes on a fresh horizon in North Dakota. Today we'll be linking up with North Dakota Game and Fish Department's Upland Game Management Supervisor, Jesse Kohler.
I heard a rooster cackling down there, so they're around.
If that name sounds familiar, you've probably read some of his work within our prairie grouse and pheasant hunting forecasts. The guy knows his stuff, and we were thrilled to be able to spend a day focusing on PLOTS properties while getting educated on all things upland birds.
Why don't you hit the edge with him?
Okay. All right, I'll take far side. All right, mates, hunt him up, hunt him up.
To create public access and healthy habitat at a large scale in a state like North Dakota, where roughly 39.6 million acres of the total 44 million acres are comprised of private farms and ranches, you need willing landowners and effective programs that incentivize habitat conservation while also providing access. This is where North Dakota's PLOTS comes into play.
Yeah, when we started out, some of that alfalfa looked pretty good. But yeah, a lot of people ask what to look for when they're calling and asking where to go, and you know, some people have never hunted sharptail, so they want to know what to look for different than pheasants versus sharptail versus partridge. It's so tough until you get out there and you're like, yeah, this doesn't look good. I mean, your eye knows what's good right away, but it takes a lot of years before you figure that out. This stuff looks really good for sharptail. But
Okay.
looking a little hot, a little curious. Oh, there we go.
Rock solid point on the horizon, that's a beautiful thing. So she just released Iggy. See if we can find where that bird ran. Very excited dog. There's a bunch of birds over the hill. It's about to get really wild. How many do you suspect?
It sounded like, you know, handful to usually 5 to 15 is kind of an average Lex size.
So
it sounded like fewer than that, but
I didn't know they used the Lex in the fall.
yeah, in fact, all year round you can find them there in the mornings. So
It's really important.
Middle of winter, I've seen them out on the snow dancing. So.
Huh. It's like their home.
Yeah, yep.
So do they know, can they hear us?
They're pretty visual, so I'm guessing I would assume one of them has seen us by now, but we'll see. If some of us going over the horizon, you'd think we're not being super sneaky. But.
Yeah.
Oh, there they go.
There they go. You think those were the ones we heard?
I think so, yeah.
Those seem...
18 flew out of there, so it's a lot more than what it sounded like.
That seemed further away to me.
That carries pretty good, I think, just because it's so calm.
Private Land Open To Sportsmen, better known as PLOTS, is a component of the North Dakota Game and Fish Department's Private Land Initiative and represents more than 830,000 acres open to walk-in hunting access on private land. Since more than 93% of land in North Dakota is held in private ownership, working with landowners to manage wildlife, habitat, and access is incredibly important. Running into skittish sharptails this late in October was no surprise. We couldn't blame us for wanting to put down tracks and let the dogs open it up in some larger and lighter tracts of cover. Warm-up laps behind us, we decided to get down to business and focus on a PLOTS property that contained a meandering creek within it and cut egg around it, which led us to believe all of those edges and dead ends might present a few closer flushing birds.
Well, it feels like we could spread out in here, right?
Walk this back to the north.
Have them work that corner and then come over here.
Can they cross?
I don't think so.
Hen, sit tight. Where's Logan? Okay. Whoa. Jesse. Get it, Gitch. Get it, Gitch. Atta baby. Atta girl. Come on, Gitchy. Oh, that's a good puppy. What do you think? Tag team or you?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought the left wing went down, so I thought it was you, but not sure.
Come here, Gitch.
Pretty close.
That was a hard-earned rooster.
Yeah, a lot of mine. Looking at the spurs. Oh, it's right on the edge. Tough to tell. It looks like an adult as big as they are, but they're...
Tail's not.
Yeah.
Tail doesn't really indicate much to you?
It's tough to tell because I can molt the tail feathers too or lose them, so.
Yeah.
But
This
the
is
bird
the
looks
best
like an adult. Yeah, usually you measure this in 3/4 inch from the front of here to the tip of the spur is usually a
Oh, so
adult.
it's how far back on the foot?
No,
No,
sorry,
no,
for
no.
the depth from
okay,
the
got
front, but measuring from the front of the shin to
Gotcha.
the back of the spur. So. I usually have a washer, a 3/4 inch washer that's cut out so you can slide it over and slide it down and check.
Right there, hen.
Rooster!
Nice shot! Nice shot!
Here, Gitch.
And girl.
How's it feel to be one bird away from your limit of roosters today?
I'm very pleased with my bird dogs. And this has been my experience. Anytime I come to North Dakota, it's just, you know, filled with opportunity. Whether it's pheasants or sharp tails or huns.
All right, what's the game plan? We either all have to cross or, I mean, otherwise they just have this peninsula.
Do it. She's frozen right in front of us. Head! You know they're gonna boil out of here. That's going down.
Fetch it up!
Yeah, all right, let's go find that one.
Nice!
To be fair, I called them, but you knew they were gonna bubble out of here.
Yeah. There's still.
No, there's definitely a few more. So let's hop on down the hill, see if we can help him find his.
We got a mark on that one.
Triple. It should be right below the hill here.
Fetch. Fetch it up! Fetch it up! Fetch!
That's private. Okay, moment of honesty. Me belting out the word private while a rooster got up within range was a mistake. That was actually still PLOTS across the fence, but hey, we all make mistakes, and it's better to be too careful than not, right?
All right.
Day 2 Rooster Road Trip, where we're finding birds, has been near water. Do you think that's coincidence, or do you think there's something to that right now, that water is pulling birds close?
Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, there's always good habitat near water, so you can't cultivate this close to water. That's what's helping us here. But also this year is just so abnormally dry, and I mean, we're hunting in shirt sleeves and sweating in the middle, almost end of October, so it's, you know, could have had snow by now. So some years that definitely won't be the case. This year, yeah, might even be needing open water. Usually pheasants don't need open water for drinking, but with as dry as it is, it definitely could be the case this year.
In talking to landowners, that's maybe a common misconception, that they do need a year-round water source.
You know, it's very dependent on where you're at in the U.S., but in North Dakota, most of the time we have enough water in their food, and then also just in the, you know, dew in the morning vegetation. They'll even, I've seen them grab with their beak and grab frost off of grass blades in the morning once it starts to get cooler, so they can get quite a bit of moisture without going to open water to drink. During dry years, anybody who's sat by a water hole has probably seen that birds, partridge and pheasants especially, will go right down to the water's edge and drink. So once you see that, you think, oh, they need to drink like chickens, but on most years and most conditions, that's probably not as much of a need as it is for domestic chickens. So that's what people assume when they look at pheasants.
A handful of pheasants now in the bag, we pulled out the PLOTS Atlas and hit the road, where we commenced to drive hot laps around a few properties until finally the universal, sure, why not, shrug was given and hunters and dogs were deployed. This is the edge of the PLOTS for real this time, not like fake, for real this time. So we're just gonna walk up this line until we
There goes hen.
Oh, there's a hen that got up?
Yep.
It's a sign.
Open a cover.
She's tracking hard. She's back on it. I mean, she's tracking. She was tracking for a good 3 minutes, then went on point. Rooster coming at you. You got the tail feather. Good girl, Maze, good girl. Well, they both had it locked down at one point. Good girl, Maze, good girl.
Rooster.
There's no doubt the hunting heritage is strong in North Dakota. You can feel it the second you cross the border. But people need places to hunt, and access to private land is also critical for local economies, bolstering hunter retention and satisfaction, and creating opportunities for the next generation of hunters to experience the thrill of flushing wild game birds. Pheasants Forever recognizes this, and also sees the potential to help increase the total number of acres available. That's why we have a team of private land biologists in partnership with the Game and Fish Department who work to enroll not only high numbers of acres into plots, but high quality acres. In fact, along with our government affairs team championing the importance of voluntary public access programs in the halls of Washington, D.C. and at state capitals across the country, our biologists are working every day to put habitat on the ground and build access opportunities for people like you. So no matter if you hit the road every year or are contemplating taking your very first Rooster Road Trip, there are always places to cut a dog loose and watch the magic unfold.
No wonder he was on point.
Coming up on the next episode of Rooster Road Trip. We head north and then cut across the state to find pheasants and sharpies while meeting fresh and familiar faces who are dedicated to inspiring new hunters to hit the fields.
Almost got there.
Bob.
Yeah, I want more.